Hello student, in the last lecture we have started the solid state. In that we have completed the introduction, type of solid, that is crystalline solid and amorphous solid. After that I was completed isomorphism and polymorphism with example, and after that we have started the classification of crystalline solid. The crystalline solid are classified into four types: ionic solid, covalent solid, molecular solid and metallic solid. Out of these two, that is ionic solid and covalent solid, was completed in a last video. So today I am going to start third type, that is molecular solid. Okay, molecular solid. Okay, now first point, the substance like chlorine, methane, hydrogen, that is dihydrogen, oxygen and carbon monoxide on a solidification form a solid, such a solid is called as molecular solid. Okay, now these are the substance. These substances are gases at a room temperature: chlorine, methane, hydrogen, that is dihydrogen, oxygen, carbon monoxide. These are the gaseous at a room temperature. When this gaseous substance is converted into solid state, such a solid is called as molecular solid. Okay, now second point, the constituent particle of a molecular solid, the constituent particle of the molecular solid is the molecule of that substance, molecules of that substance. Okay, now third point, the molecule in a molecular solid are bonded by covalent bond, bonded by this molecules in a molecular solid are bonded by covalent bond. Also these molecules are held together by intermolecular force of attraction, that is various intermolecular force of attraction. These forces are, for example, weak dipole-dipole interaction, first. Second, very weak dispersion or London forces. And third force, the intermolecular hydrogen bond. Okay, the molecules in molecular solids are bonded by covalent bond. Also these molecules are held together by intermolecular force of attraction. These forces are weak dipole-dipole interaction, very weak dispersion or London forces, and third one is intermolecular hydrogen bond. Okay, the polar molecules like solid HCl, sulfur dioxide having a weak dipole-dipole interaction. Okay, now HCl, sulfur dioxide, SiO2, these are the solids. These solid nothing but the molecules are, but these solids having a weak dipole-dipole interaction. Okay, now non-polar molecules like dihydrogen solid, most important is the solid hydrogen, methane, etc. These molecular solid having a weak dispersion or London forces. And third one is the solid H2O, that is ice, ammonia and hydrogen fluoride. These molecular solid having a intermolecular hydrogen bond. Okay. Now first point is that the substance like Cl2, methane, H2, oxygen, carbon monoxide are the unsolidification form of solid. Those solid is called as molecular solid. Okay. The constant particle in molecular solids are the molecules of the same substance. Okay. Now molecule within the molecular solids are bonded by covalent bond. Also these molecules having are bonded or linked by intermolecular force of attraction. This attraction or these forces is nothing but weak dipole-dipole interaction. The polar molecule like solid HCl, sulfur dioxide, these molecules are having a weak dipole-dipole interaction. Next, weak dispersion or London forces. In that case, the non-polar molecule like a solid hydrogen, methane, these are the molecule solid, and these solids having a weak dispersion or London forces. And last one is the intermolecular hydrogen bonding. The solid hydrogen, that is ice, ammonia, hydrogen fluoride is nothing but the molecular solid, and these molecular solid having a intermolecular hydrogen bonding. Okay. Now fourth point is that due to presence of weak intermolecular force of attraction, the molecular solid is soft, so that they having a low melting point. Okay, they having a low melting point. Okay, and last point is that the molecular solid is the poor conductor of electricity. Poor conductor of electricity. That means they act as a good insulator. Good insulator. Okay. The next type of a crystalline solid is the metallic solid. Okay. Now last point, that is metallic solid. Okay. Now first point, the constant particle of metallic solids are atom of metallic element. Atom of metallic element. Metallic element. For example, iron. Iron solid are the nothing but the metallic solid, and in this solid the whatever atom of iron is the constant particles in that solid. Okay. Now metallic solid, the constant particle of a metallic solid is the atom of a metallic element. Okay. For example, these are the atom of metallic element. This is the electron. 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 These electrons are freely moved from one place to another place. Okay. Okay. These are the metallic solid. Okay. In this solid, these are the constant particle. This is the atom of a metallic element. and this is the electron, and these electrons are freely moved from one place to another place. Okay. Now first point is that the constant particle of a metallic solid is the atom of same metallic element. Okay. Now next point, the atom in a metallic solids are bonded by metallic bond. Okay. The constituent particle in a metallic solids are atom, and these atoms are bonded together or linked together by metallic bond. Okay. Now third point, what is meant by metallic bond? Metallic bond, the attractive interaction between cation of metal element. This is the metal element. Okay. Okay, metallic element, and this is the atom of metallic element, and this atom having a positive charge, they loses the electron and get a positive charge and converted into cation. Okay. Now this cation and this electron having the interactive interaction, and this interactive interaction is nothing but, or this is called as metallic bond. Okay. Now metallic bond means what? The attractive interaction between cation and free or mobile electron is called as metallic bond. Okay. And last point is the metallic solid are the good conductor of heat and electricity, are the good conductor of heat and electricity, because they are having a mobile or free electron. Due to the presence of free or mobile electron, the metallic solid are act as a good conductor of heat and electricity. An example of metallic solid is the sodium, iron, etc. These are the examples, or this is the metallic solid, and best example is the iron. All of you know the iron. Iron is the metallic solid. Okay, and this is the good conductor of heat and electricity. Okay. The next point is the unit cell. Unit cell definition. The smallest repeating structural unit of a crystalline solid is called as unit cell. Okay. The smallest repeating structural unit of a crystalline solid is called as unit cell. For example, this is the crystalline solid. Assume or consider this is the crystalline solid. This is the crystalline solid. In this crystalline solid, this is the smallest unit. It is the smallest unit. Let's see. This is the smallest unit. These smallest unit are repeated in all direction. In this crystalline solid, this is the smallest unit, and these smallest unit are repeated in all direction. So that this smallest repeating structural unit of this crystalline solid is called as unit cell. Okay. The unit cell having the following parameters. That means it having a edge length. All unit cell having a 3 edge length, which is denoted by small a, b, c. Edge length A, edge length B, edge length C. Okay. Now this is the edge length. Okay. This is the edge length. This edge length. This is denoted by A. This is second edge length, which is denoted by B, small b. And this is the third edge length, which is denoted by C. Also, all unit cell having a 3 edge angle, which is denoted by alpha, beta and gamma. All unit cell having a 3 edge angle, this edge angle is denoted by alpha, beta and gamma. Okay. Okay, this is the alpha, this is the alpha angle. Okay, this is the beta angle, this is the beta angle, and this is the gamma angle. Okay, all unit cell having a 3 edge length, which is denoted by length A, B, C. Also it having a 3 edge angle. This edge angle is nothing but alpha, beta and gamma. Okay, now next point is type of unit cell. Type of unit cell. Type of unit cell. The unit cell having a 4 type. First, simple or primitive unit cell. Okay, second type, body centered unit cell, body centered unit cell. Third, face centered unit cell, and fourth one is base center or which is also called as end centered unit cell. Okay, now first discuss about the simple or primitive unit cell. Okay, now in a simple or primitive unit cell, all constituent particles present at the corner only. This is called as simple or primitive unit cell. For example, this is a unit cell. In this unit cell, the all constituent present at the corner, here, also here. Okay. Now in this unit cell, all the constituent particle present at the corner. Therefore, such types of unit cell is called as simple or primitive unit cell. Okay. Now second one is body center unit cell. Okay, now in body center unit cell, all constituent particle present at the corner as well as one constituent particle present at the center of body. Therefore, such types of unit cell is called as body centered unit cell. Okay, for example, here this is the unit cell. In this unit cell, all constituent particle present at the corner. In additional to this, one constituent particle present at the center of body. In additional to this, one constituent present at the center of body. So that such types of unit cell is called as body centered unit cell. Okay. Now third one, face centered unit cell. In a face centered unit cell, all constituent particle present at the corner of unit cell as well as center of each face. Every unit cell having a 6 faces. Okay. Now in a face center, all constituent particle present at the corner of unit cell as well as in additional to this, the remaining constituent particle present at the center of each face. Such a types of unit cell is called as face centered unit cell. For example, this is the unit cell. In this unit cell, all constituent present at the corner of unit cell. In additional to this, and as well as the remaining constituent particle present at the center of each face. Okay. Now this is the face, one face, top face. Here the constituent particle, inside face. Okay. Here the constituent particle. In this face, here the constituent particle. Okay. Bottom face, here the constituent particle. Okay. This is the front face. 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 Okay. The constituent particle here. Okay. And this is the back face. This is the back face. Suppose this is the back face. Here the constituent particle is here. Okay. Now in this case, the all constituent particle present at the corner as well as center of each face. So that such a types of unit cell is called as face centered unit cell. Okay, and last type is a base centered or end centered unit cell. Okay, now base center or end center unit cell, all constituent particle present at the corner of unit cell as well as or in additional to these, two constituent particle are present at the center of two opposite face. Such a types of unit cell is called as base center or end centered unit cell. For example, this is the unit cell. In this unit cell, all constituent particle present at the corner of unit cell. In additional to this, two constituent particle, only two constituent particle present at the center of two opposite face. This is top face and this is the bottom face. These two faces are exactly opposite, and two constituent particle present at the center of these two opposite face, and such a types of unit cell is called as base center or end center unit cell. Okay,